Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it is my absolute pleasure to be standing here with Evile. First things first, how are you doing today?
Very well. We haven't been here that long. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, you know,
okay.
so but it's the first time I've been to Bloodstock since 2016, and it just feels the same. Everything's in the same place, and it's like, yeah, I'm home, it's awesome.
Nothing ever changes here, it seems.
Yeah, but it's a place where you don't want things to change, you know what I mean? It's a true metal, you know, and great festival, great atmosphere, so well happy.
And obviously we're a bit more than a couple of hours away, but you will be on the stage later on today. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's his first show in a long time, you know, and it's his first show with all on vocals. It's his first show with Adam, and it's his first show doing stuff off the new album Hell Unleashed. So
everything is first.
Yeah, you know, it's like, well, what better place to do it than here? Like, you know, it's excited is the word.
Have you guys been coping well during the last 18 months? Because obviously from the biggest band to the smallest band, everybody's suffered in some way. So we have to kind of check in on you.
Yeah, we're all fine, and you know what? It kind of gave us a kick in the arse to get things going again, because we didn't put an album out for like 8 years, and COVID happened, and it was just like, fuck, what do we do now? So we just went, let's record a new album, let's do it, you know. And we grabbed that window of time in August, September, where everything were open for a little bit, booked studio time, and we went in and flashed it out, you know, and so far the reaction's been fantastic to the album, so yeah, it's great.
That reaction, has that taken you by surprise? Because you say it's been a bit of a while, and wow.
People kind of think, you think people forget about you, you know, that's the thing, but they don't, you know, like, you know, as soon as it was announced, it was just like, wow, you know, everybody's still remembers us, you know, and hopefully they'll come and see us in that tent later on today, you know.
It seems a silly question almost, because I would expect you to say yeah, but this might be Evile's finest work, Hell Unleashed, right?
Thank you. I hope so. You know, it's like you always want to better yourself every time. It's certainly his most brutal. You know, we kind of just stripped things back and just got business done on this one. You know, so yeah, but the reaction's been fantastic. So yeah, well pleased.
Do you kind of see this as almost like the restart? Because obviously the album was released, you couldn't exactly get out and tour straight away, and this is the first kind of opportunity where things feel normal.
It's feeling pretty normal now, seeing all these people here together, and it's, like I say, a restart. It's kind of like, it's a good place to sort of like reintroduce yourselves to people, reintroduce new material. You know, the lineup change we've had, you know, and it just, I can't think of anywhere better to do it. You know, it just makes sense to do it all here. So yeah, it's good. Let's restart Evile at Bloodstock this year.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You seem incredibly encouraged. Give us some insight into what people can expect. Are you going to focus heavily on the new album?
It's a festival set, so we have to kind of...
I'll
tell you what's weird, we're 5 albums in now. Before, writing set lists were quite easy. As soon as you get 5 albums in mix, you're like, shit, we've got 40 minutes, and we've got to do that one off this album, we've got to make sure we represent new albums, so we're doing a bit of both. It's going to be the best of Evile with some new songs thrown in as well.
No, that's exactly right, it's perfect, isn't it? It's festival set, and the Selfie stage is pretty brilliant place for you guys to be for that sound.
Absolutely. I think it was mentioned earlier on when lineups were changing.
Oh yeah.
That we were offered a slot on the main stage, and we said no. We said we'd rather be, you know, in the tent, you know, in the dark with a bit closer atmosphere, you know, with everybody. So yeah, we're more than happy to be in there. It's great.
Are you kind of intrigued and excited by the idea that you'll have your old school Evile fans coming, the ones that have been there from the very start, seen you at places like the Underworld, where I saw you back in the day, to the ones that will literally have rediscovered you from Hell Unleashed?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of young kids here who've never seen us before, you know, like since we were touring heavily. It's probably 6 years ago, you know, it's like some of those people might have been 13, 14 at the time, you know, so, and it's great, you know, it's like I was saying to someone earlier on, like Tortured Demon who played last night, really young kids playing thrash, and it's nice to think we've played a part in that somewhere, you know, picking up from where the, you know, original thrash bands were. Then we came about in the late 2000s, then there's young kids now continuing that, you know, so even to just be a blip in the middle of those two, you know, scenes is a real honour. It's great.
You almost make yourself sound like elder statesmen of the thrash scene, even though you're far from that. It's not like you're 50 years in.
No, we're the bridge in between. We're the bridge in between, you know. It's like, but we are getting older, you know, and it's like we don't feel it yet, you know. We're still fit and healthy.
Are you planning to stay around all weekend?
Plan is to, yeah. I've got my daughter with me this year, so she's come down, like, you know, she's 11, so she's kind of like just wants to see everything, you know, and and she wants to stick around all weekend. So I said, yeah, I'm up for that. Let's go watch a load of bands. So.
Is there any particular you're going to be dragging her to be like, this is the band you need to see?
I'm definitely going to take a see Devin Townsend tonight. You know, just he's definitely going to be worth seeing. I wanted to see Creator tomorrow night as well, and of course The Priest. You know,
of course.
You know, I know. I just listed all the headline bands. But they're the most impressive for an 11-year-old girl, aren't they?
And
the big ones.
If people didn't know you as well, they would almost presume that a band like Creator would have obviously influenced you as well.
Yeah, who would have thought it?
Exactly. Can you believe it? What about the rest of 2021? What's the hope really that you're going to be able to do? Obviously, you've got tour plans been announced. What, this very weekend, wasn't it, or the beginning of this week?
Yeah, I think we announced the full tour with supports yesterday or the day before, I think, and that's for February next year in the UK. We've got a few European festivals to do later on this year. If they happen, I don't know. We just wait and see. But
of course,
based on this, I'm feeling pretty confident. And then next year we're going to be doing more further afield touring, hoping to get over to the States next year and into Europe and give Hell Unleashed the kind of like, you know, promotion that it deserves.
It deserves exactly that, isn't it? It's the deserving, because I mean, you're not alone. You've released an album during the pandemic times. I've been sitting and waiting for the opportunity to tour it. You know, it's all you can go is let you go, basically, let you race off.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of bands have been holding off, and I understand. You know, people have had albums ready for a couple of years and they're ready to go, but until they can tour again, they haven't released it. In our case, it was more a case of we haven't released an album in 8 years. Let's just fucking put it out. You know, it's like we can worry about the touring later. You know, and like this today, first gig back. It's a good few months since we released the album, but in that case, people have had time to absorb it, listen to it, get to know the songs. So when we go on that stage, hopefully
it's going to be spectacular.
Sing along.
That's it, yeah, sing along, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, and of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal, what else is life for?